Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Monday. That means it is time to continue those wrestling reviews that we missed from the week before. So on this week, we are covering ROH. Tomorrow we will be covering NXT, and then on Wednesday we'll be covering the New Japan show that aired this past Saturday. With me once again, I have Campo.Reviews over here to my left, man who reviews movies, TV shows, wrestling, and then right below us is the Putty Man himself, the guy who's seen Mario and thinks he's Mario with that mustache, or Vince McMahon.
One moment, hey, I got some people's attention with this mustache. So
hey, I want pictures of Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, right.
But today we are going to be reviewing Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor, which aired not this past, but last week, Friday, was it?
Yeah,
it's just been a crazy 2 weeks of wrestling. I can't even keep track which days we watched what shows now.
At this point, I don't think it's even relevant.
Yeah,
to what day it was on.
Yeah, but we are going to be covering. The. Did any of you guys watch the pre-show?
Yeah, that you had to watch the pre-show.
Okay, so we'll breeze through it. We had Jeff Cobb go over Tracy Williams.
It was a good match, but you can clearly tell that Jeff Cobb wrestled like 5 days in a row now, and he's really tired.
I've noticed Jeff Cobb has been all over the place these past couple weeks. Los Angeles, New York, wherever they were at Dynamite. Now back to Japan within a week. Like he
wrestled the show on Tuesday, and then wrestled Dynamite Wednesday, and then wrestled Multiverse on Thursday, and then wrestled this on Friday.
Yeah, so and then was back in Japan for Sakura.
Yeah, this match was good, but you could clearly tell that he was tired.
Yeah, he's coming off a long streak of matches. Quick little match. It wasn't that long. Then we had Takeshita against Willie Mack. I haven't seen Willie Mack in a really long time.
Yeah, and this match was pretty good.
Yeah, Takeshita.
I was really worried that they were not going to let Takeshita go over because that seems to be like a thing.
But no, they let Takeshita go over in this match. They call it 0 hour, and it felt like
an hour.
No, it felt like an episode of ROH TV.
I thought the first match was the only one of the pre-card. Yeah, and then there's like 5 matches.
4 there were, yeah. So during this match, actually, Nigel McGuinness makes his return to Ring of Honor as a commentator.
Which I didn't think this was an actual return. I thought they just hired him to come on this episode.
But I think he's going to be
for this pay-per-view. He's signed to AEW.
Yeah, he's signed with AEW. Khan signed him. Then we had Willow Nightingale going over Miranda Alize. Willow Nightingale, I know, is next in line, so they had to put her over.
She's impressive.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a really evenly matched fight. It kind of felt like a Dark Elevation fight or something, right? But it wasn't bad. Yeah. This whole pre-card is good.
Yeah. Then you had Stu Grayson going over your boy Slim J there.
Which, you know what? Slim J can go.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to win matches. He reminds me of that other guy. I don't remember his name. The one that fought John Moxley. I think he's from GCW or MLW.
Oh, Nick Gage.
No, not Nick Gage. Oh my God, I'll never remember his name.
He reminds me of that guy from Noah there, your boy. What was his name? Ninja Mac?
Yeah, well, Ninja Mac's really good.
Yeah. But I mean, that was your pre-show. Stu Grayson goes over. This was the first time I think we've seen the new order, the Dark Order in a while, like together in a match. So Grayson wins. It was a good use. Then was it Dutch and Vincent return for this? I think for this match, they're gonna set up a feud. I thought Dutch was signed with WWE. Rumors had it that he was the one in the Uncle Howdy mask.
Yeah, well, I guess he's not.
Yeah. So with that, we go to the main card proper. And what a way to start off the show. We have El Hijo de Vikingo against Commander for the AAA Mega Championship. Holy shit, what a match this was.
Yeah, this is an absolute banger.
This was one I was excited about too. But there's one later that I kind of get into, but this is probably So
when we were doing when the PWI released their top 10 for the top 500 PW, we were kind of down on Hijo de Vikingo because we haven't seen that much.
Wrestle for the whole year,
and he was always hurt.
He won the championship, and then defended it once in the entire year, but made the top 10. So that's like really why.
Yeah.
Mind you, we didn't watch him much, but I feel like that was mostly our reasoning why we didn't put him very highly.
But then after this match and coming off the match against Omega.
Yeah, that's
Omega.
Yeah, by the way, do you have your book? Can you get your book out? Because
we want to put that down as match of the year?
No, I'm just going to be yelling out a lot of them.
Okay. We're going to put that. Hijo del Vikingo versus Omega.
Isn't it already on? Didn't we already write this?
No, we didn't. Not this one.
That's terrible.
Yeah. There's been just so many. It's been good. It's been a good year. Yeah, this was definitely a coming out party for Hijo de Vikingo. You think he's going to be making I guess he's going to be making a lot more appearances. He's definitely going to be making an appearance at Forbidden Door, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely hurt right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because he definitely got hurt in this match.
Yeah.
When the table didn't break.
Yes. That looked like it was painful. I had that written down.
It was a good match. There was a lot of big spots.
Yeah, there was that Canadian Destroyer off the top turnbuckle.
Yeah. It's very special, like the stuff that they do. So
it was very much a AAA style lucha high flying match, and I enjoyed it. It was a great way to kick off. Like, if you didn't watch the pre-show and this is your first match watching, you're sold. You're already in.
I mean, I was already sold because I think the pre-card of all the shows we've watched lately was pretty good, especially for being 4 matches.
It didn't feel like long either. It didn't feel like it dragged.
Well, I honestly thought until they were like, "Oh, we're going live now." I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Didn't this pay-per-view start like 3 matches ago?"
Yeah.
But yeah.
So next we go into the Embassy. Brian Cage, Aun, and Toa Linoa against AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik. First thing I said,
don't like any of these people
because the guy doesn't wear shoes.
Well, that as well, but I don't like any of these wrestlers to begin with. But
they retain the Embassy.
Yeah. It was a surprisingly good match.
Yeah, it was a clash of. It was a typical Clash of Styles match in terms of, like, you have the big muscle guys against the smaller high flyers, and they were using their speed and their agility to their advantage to get themselves dominant in the match, which I enjoyed. In the end, Cage and the Embassy ended up winning, so this means most likely Cage is re-signing because I know his contract's up.
Well, if you saw Rampage, he does come out, so I'm assuming they must have re-signed him.
Yeah.
Also, that they let him keep the trios title, which seems
was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
But I think but it also shows that this match was kind of put together, not last minute, but just like rushed together because, oh shit, we need a challenger for the 6-man tag.
Well, I don't know his name, but the guy who kind of looks like Action Andretti has been wrestling
Blake Christian.
Yeah, he's been wrestling with AR Fox for a bit.
Yeah, they have been doing a couple tag matches together, and they just threw in
Metalik or whatever. Yeah, but he's pretty good.
He was, yeah. I mean, I remember him. He was in WWE as Grand Metalik, and like he was part of like that whole terrible stable, like Lucha House Party and all that. But anyway,
talk about that.
Yeah, it was another fun match. Then we had another championship match was the ROH Women's World Championship. Athena defending against Yuka Sakazaki, Campo's girl there.
Like, this was a great match.
This is the best I've seen Athena in a while, since I think
she came over, probably.
Yeah.
The character works for me.
Who,
now that the storyline has played out and we understand that she's not, that this whole thing is like an angle of her beating the crap out of people, because they didn't play it off well in the beginning. They literally let the first girl she fought, I can't remember who it was, take an absolute beatdown and then made it seem like it was real and that the girl was injured outside of kayfabe as well.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, so we're supposed to, like, it didn't, I don't know how it was supposed to go.
But now that we know she's a heel, and
since
it's working.
Ring of Honor has become a thing again, like the actual show, she's played out this storyline properly, and it makes sense now. And Yuka Sakazaki took an absolute beating.
Yes, she did,
and still kept coming back. And I want a rematch. I hope we get a rematch.
We'll get. I think we will get the rematch. I think Willow Nightingale is next in line for this one, but we will be because the near falls were good. Like they were believable. Those near falls. There were points where you thought Yuka was going to win.
I mean, she hits a lot harder than she looks.
Yeah.
And like she's probably a better wrestler even than like Riho is.
Her hits, even though Riho's hits look believable, hers look a little bit more. They look a little bit more devastating.
I think she also has a wider moveset. I think she had. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
She's less floaty when she's running the ropes. Riho looks a little floaty when she's running the. But next we go into another championship match. We have the ROH World Television Championship.
Wait, did Putty have anything to say about that match?
Well, I mean, I at one point I did, but then I'll be honest, I trailed off. I even lost where I was because I was just listening to you guys. So
here we go, Putty. Samoa Joe defending against Mark Briscoe.
Okay, I'm going to say this right now. I know who Samoa Joe is. This whole Briscoe, I knew this would come to point because the thing is, I will admit, honestly, there are people in my area that look like this guy, and I met people like this. And so when I saw this, I said, oh, God, someone with this kind of game. But it does remind me of, like, the old school, what was it? The ones that used to be on WWE that were like the
Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers. Thank you. He does kind of have that Bushwhackers vibe to him. I mean, as far as the look and everything, presence, but as far as like ring work, definitely much different, though. You know what I mean? I feel like
because Mark Briscoe's a legend.
He arguably now Putty can figure this out before I was about to scream at him a second ago. He's one half of probably the top 5 greatest tag teams of all time.
The brother of the guy that died in the accident a few months ago.
He doesn't know who that is.
No, I have no idea. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So,
but he's seen the Briscoes versus FTR.
Yeah, he doesn't remember anything. Have you met Putty?
I don't remember that. No.
Anyways, he saw both. He saw both Briscoes versus FTRs. Saw 2 and 3.
The dog collar match where everyone was bleeding as hell.
Wait a second. Hold on. But did he look like this too? Like
yes, he always looks like this.
I don't remember why I don't remember him. I guess maybe it stood out a lot more in this one, and maybe there was too many people in the ring last time. I don't know, but like it's like when I remember maybe it was the way he dressed. I don't know. It's just now it stands out to me, and I guess it just remind me. I don't know.
Okay.
Again,
well, let's talk about the match proper. There was a couple really. The crowd was completely behind Mark Briscoe. They really wanted Mark to win this. It was
weird, yeah.
It's not weird because Mark is like a huge baby face right now.
Okay, so here's the
I didn't know
thing.
that he seemed like he was healed. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the weird thing for me.
Oh, Joe is definitely the heel.
Yeah, no, I get it now.
But Joe is a heel that everyone still likes. Like this is my whole argument against Caps and his kayfabe argument that he tried to make.
Mm-hmm.
Samoa Joe is by far a heel. There's nothing not heel about him, but every time he comes out, everyone sings his song. Everyone still likes him. Everyone still respects him as a wrestler. Because
he's a great performer.
No one cares that he's a heel. The fact that he's a heel just plays into the angles, but nobody cares because Mark Briscoe was a heel until Jay died. Then all of a sudden he became a face. But I think,
okay, like let's put it into a correlation of movies. You're still going to love Robert De Niro, even though Robert De Niro is going to play a despicable character, the biggest heel in a movie. But you're still going to like, it's a character.
But it's like saying for that whole movie, because he's a bad guy, he can't smile.
Yeah.
So anyways, irregardless, the Mark Briscoe's never won a singles championship.
Mm-hmm.
So this was his shot to really do it. And the TV title was a good, like leaping off point to end up on. But I do think that Samoa Joe can't lose this right now.
No, he's too hot.
His character is so good right now.
Yeah, he's way too hot. I think they want to try to break the record with Joe before he retires.
They should let him do it, and then they should let Mark Briscoe win.
I think they're going somewhere different with Mark Briscoe. We'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Next,
hold on, let's stay on this match for a second.
No, I'm still talking about it. I mean,
okay.
Joe retains. There was that sick spot where Mark is running off the side of the apron and does the blockbuster through the table.
Yeah.
He took the whole table.
Yeah, he did.
He also hit a really good froggy bow and didn't win the match.
Yeah.
I thought it was over. There was a few
so did the crowd.
falls.
Yeah. So did the whole crowd. Like, you hear the crowd just all at the same time just go, oh, when he kicks out at the last second. It was a fun, good, I don't know how to explain it, but it was a heartwarming match too. Like, to see Mark finally get
Samoa Joe shook his hand after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did the code of honor, but see, that's the thing. You abide by the code of honor whether you're a heel or you're a face, unless you're an absolutely despicable heel.
Wheeler Yuta.
Right. Which we'll get into a little later.
But I think so. I want to point out some things at this point of this pay-per-view. The squeaky ring starts happening.
Yes.
And it was annoying the shit out of me.
A couple audio issues. His daughters were screaming like freaking maniacs. Mm-hmm.
This is the thing, and I don't get this because this happened on Dynam or Rampage last night.
Yep.
We're on Saturday. Wait, what day is it today? Yeah,
today is Saturday. Yes.
Okay. So it happened on Rampage, and it happened at Dark, a few other things recently, where it's like, I don't understand how the audio was being able to pick up these screaming people in the audience.
Oh, the multiverse show.
Multiverse, yeah, and it's like, don't you have like angled audio, like, to avoid hearing these specific situations? Like in New Japan, you never hear anyone in the audience
unless they
yelling.
Want you to hear them screaming.
Even in WWE, right? And I find it so strange that, like, you just hear this single person screaming for the entirety of the match.
Yeah, they got to work on that one. Absolutely, they need to work on that. But at least the squeaky ring didn't last long.
I mean, I noticed it for the rest of this whole thing.
Really? I didn't. Okay.
You let it slide. You let it slide.
I let it slide. Yeah, I mean, Samoa Joe retains. Like I said, I think they're going to keep him going strong. He's going to be the longest running TV champion. He does refer to himself as the king of TV, right? So
it's one of the best characters he's ever had.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Next, we go to another guy that's been going crazy all over the world lately is Hiroshi Tanahashi against Daniel Garcia.
So once again, multiple days in a row of wrestling.
And he just wrestled in Japan.
Surprisingly good match. The fact that Daniel Garcia wrestles a really technical match and Tanahashi does not.
Yeah.
And also, we talked about this with Multiverse. Tanahashi's moveset is like very small right now.
Yeah.
He seems like a really safe person to work with because he doesn't do a lot of in-ring work. He basically takes a beating, makes a comeback, and then wins the match.
What I was really enjoying was Daniel Garcia doing all the New Japan icon taunts. Have you noticed that? He did the Naito eye. He did the what's his name?
Nakamura. He did the Okada thing too.
Yeah,
he put his arms out.
Yeah, he did the Nakamura where he does the lean back and the foot in the corner. So he was throwing out a lot of taunts. I find just by being in the ring with Tanahashi, it just elevates you that little bit more.
And I think that's something they're trying to do with Garcia lately. Is they're trying to give him high profile matches to like.
Yeah,
I think
Garcia doesn't go over. Tanahashi goes over clearly,
but
because
we already know what happens with Tanahashi.
Yeah.
So we also figured out the whole Mike Bailey thing too. By the way, for anyone who watched our Impact review, him and Jonathan Gresham, neither one of them is going to end up in the title picture. So I don't understand where that storyline was.
It's a three-way
originally. Yeah,
no, it's a three-way now.
X division.
Yeah.
So we felt like they had removed him out of the X division to push him up the card, but really he was never going up the card. He was always going back to the X division. So on
Impact the other night they had that match and it ended in Miguel got involved and it ended in a no contest, I believe. So they just
So
it's the Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Sheamus booking.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens with all of that too.
Yeah. Stay tuned next week. There's going to be a state.
But Garcia was really good.
Mm-hmm.
They're clearly planning to take him out of the JAS.
Yeah, eventually. I could see him joining up with Brian in Blackpool.
Do you think that story's going to come full circle?
I think so, or he's going to be the one to go against them because they're full on heels now.
So I know we're way off topic, but I think we should stay here for a second. I think this is hot. Do you think this is a good angle? Kurt Angle thought of this. So they somehow they pull in Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
So right now the Bucks are out. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
They're going somewhere with this angle. Kenny Omega's going to have to be forced to team with Adam Page. Does this find some way to pull Chris Jericho out of the JAS on his own for a bit, and the three of them have to team up to fight the Blackpool Combat Club?
No, I see. Who do I see there? Not Jay White. Clearly, he's in a feud with Starks now.
They're starting a whole angle. We'll get to that in Sakura Genesis.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. That is what it is.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I mean, I don't see Omega in that. I see Omega in that, but I don't see Jericho joining that. I see someone like, I don't know, like an Adam Cole, maybe.
Maybe.
So, I don't know. But, I mean, Tanahashi goes over. I mean, it was a good match nonetheless. Like I said, you're automatically elevated by being in a high-profile match with Tanahashi. And Tanahashi, whenever he wrestles overseas, I think it's in his contract that he has to go over.
I don't know if he's ever lost.
Yeah.
Like ever.
Well, he took the fall today.
Hey, nobody knows yet.
No spoilers. So next we have a Reach for the Sky ladder match for the newly vacated ROH World Tag Team Championship. You have the Lucha Brothers, which is Putty's favorite, against Top Flight, Dante Martin and Darius Martin, the Kingdom of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, Aussie Open of Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher against La Facción Ingobernable of Rush and Dralistico.
So pretending that the last 2 weeks of absolute disgusting bangers by the Aussie Open wasn't going anywhere is like, you're crazy. Because it does spoilers. Yeah. But this match,
tune in on Wednesday.
They are so good. The one thing I want to point out immediately was that the Kingdom, who were good in this match, seemed to be sidelined for almost the first half of the match. They got knocked out and they didn't even come back until the second half, where they were great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bennett and Taven don't get enough. I think that might be the first feud.
I think so. Then that will be good.
I think that might be the first feud coming out of this. But yeah, let's go back and touch on Aussie Open there. These guys have been absolutely ripping it apart in no matter what promotion they have been in. Ever since they did win the tag league, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It was them.
I believe it was. I can't remember now. But
yeah, it was, because this was the match.
On Sakura, yes. That's right. But they've been building up to that. That's right. Because Aussie
Open... they didn't win tag league.
No. That's it. I forgot. Go back and watch the video. I'll have
the guys who were champions won tag league.
Bishamon,
and then they beat
Thing at Wrestle Kingdom. That's right. That's right.
Let's that was good. I
digress.
I think they went to the finals. Anyways, this is irrelevant.
Yeah, it's just Mark. These guys are throwback wrestlers, like the old school. They teased it. We'll talk about this on Wednesday, but they teased something with FTR too, and that would be one hell of a match.
It's gonna happen.
We talking the end or.
No, sorry. We're gonna stay here.
We're gonna stay here.
Okay.
I think the odd team out in this was Top Flight. But given the circumstances of the type of match they're in, they fit. But I do think you have.
They were there for a lot of the high spots, like the ladder spots, and
which I think for the match type was the reason they chose them. Right? It's like kind of having the Hardy Boys in.
But then again, you also put this fresh not new, but this fresh tag team against like seasoned veterans like the Kingdom and the Lucha Brothers and, and Aussie Open. By putting them there, it's the same idea with.
Well, they couldn't risk FTR being in this match. AEW.
But
So,
I mean, it made sense because now you're elevating Top Flight, and now all of a sudden you have another tag team that's credible.
Yeah.
As opposed to WWE, who just at WrestleMania destroyed their tag division.
Which, by the way, can you write that down? Kevin Owens versus.
It's already written down.
Okay, for tag team match of the year. Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Whoa. We gotta talk about that.
No, you're way off topic here, buddy. You're way
goes,
you're way out of line.
We'll go back. We'll go back to that. I'm saying I need to go back to that because I go whoa on that. Go ahead.
Yeah. I know Putty's dying to talk about the winners.
Well,
I'm dying to talk about Dante Martin's leg.
Oh my God. Is it supposed to bend that way?
I caught it right away. Like, I don't think a lot of people even noticed it instantly. I saw it right away. I was like,
I took a few watches. Yeah.
As soon as they hit the table, I realized they hit it wrong. And I was like, oh, somebody got hurt. And then I saw him go to grab his leg and it like bent the wrong way. And then the camera cut away right instantly, which good on them. Like, see how they kept the match going. WWE would have paused this whole match.
Yeah.
And made everyone stand around and look for weapons while they.
Well, even what happens in Sakura today.
Yeah, but they did that so smartly.
Yeah,
that's how you should handle this situation.
But we'll talk about that when we get to it on Wednesday. Yeah, this was a fantastic match.
This is like a tag team match of the year candidate. Write that down.
Write that down, Timmy. It was probably, and it was, I think, the longest match of the show too. And there was no doubt that the Lucha Brothers were going to win this, was there?
No, I was excited for it, but the funny thing was, unfortunately, this was the one I kind of got clipped on, and I had to go back to, and so, I don't know if I missed something because I feel like I saw something, like there was a part with a tombstone that I feel like I missed or anything like that. Anyway, my point the whole thing is I was actually shocked to see who came out at the end of the match. When it came to when they were going down the entrance, I was like, oh my God, I didn't know. I mean, I guess association based on AEW, which I guess we'll say FTR and what's his name?
They are former ROH tag champions as well.
Yeah. So I mean, it was kind of cool, but again, like I said, even though I saw Briscoe before, it's like now he's kind of like intertwined.
He's part of that, yeah. So Mark Briscoe came out at the end with FTR. They all did their, celebration. FTR, Mark Briscoe after the 6-man tags.
Ooh,
that's possible. Cool. Well, okay. Spoiler alert: FTR wins the tag titles at AEW Dynamite, in a wicked fucking banger of a match, and Mark Briscoe comes out at the end to celebrate with them.
Yeah.
A banger of a match. And by the way, that the choice to change the theme song for the Guns to Many Men by 50 Cent as they came out was like such a smart idea.
Yeah, they're to take a pun from AEW, they're going all in with the licensed songs.
Yeah, and AEW's bringing back All In. Shout out.
Yeah,
I really like the Gun song though, so I hope this is not a permanent thing. I think it was just for this match.
Kind of like what Edge did with Slayer at Mania.
Yeah, it's just, and it worked because everyone's out trying to get them, right? So it kind of made sense. Plus, they were in New York. But this just a good feeling match, like minus the Dante Martin situation.
Which I don't think the injury is as severe as they think it is. He's gonna recover. His
leg snapped in half, so I'm pretty sure it's bad.
We shall see.
There's a lot of people throughout these last a few events have gotten hurt a lot. Like you can see the damage too.
You're going to do a Canadian destroyer off the ropes
onto a ladder,
double tables ladder. Like I mean,
you're going to get a little hurt.
There was a lot of high spots here. This is a thing, and I'm understanding of why, because they wanted them to go over in this grand fashion, because the Lucha Brothers are a team that needs recognition constantly. I think. Not by their choice, by what they do.
Right? Now there's this running rivalry now. Lucha Brothers, FTR, tag team, former
you're going to get
champions,
something.
Former ROH champions, former AEW champions, right? They're all part of that now. So there's going to be, I wouldn't like almost like a friendly rivalry, but a friendly competition maybe.
So you're saying the Lucha Brothers versus FTR versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
Versus Ace and Bay
for all the titles on the line. All 4 titles on the line.
On the line. And throw in
Holy
Wait,
shit.
and throw in the IWGP champs too. All 5 titles.
I'll take it.
Does this mean that they're going to do the unified 4 belts?
5.
4 companies, 5 belts.
Unified.
4 companies, 5 belts. Actually, 5 companies.
Yeah.
5 companies, 5
The only one they
belts.
haven't won though is the Strong, right?
Yeah, but if they win all of it, you know what? You might as well put in Catch Tutu and just call it a day.
I just can see someone carrying it and they're like, yo, with the
It's like Roman Reigns.
Yep, exactly. Oh,
but I mean, the right team goes over. There really was no other. There was no other choice in this match.
It was smart, but I like what I was gonna say was I'm surprised that AEW took the risk of allowing them to be in such an insane match. Like losing Dante Martin's bad because he was really starting to with his rise.
It's like the Acclaimed. When Bowens was hurt, Anthony was fine. And then Anthony gets hurt, or no, Bowens says Anthony. What's the other guy's name? Max Caster.
Max Caster.
So Caster was hurt, and the other guy was there. Then he gets hurt, and Max Caster is available. And then finally, now that they're both healthy, and I think the Martins have gone on the same path. Dante was hurt, and Darius was solo for a while. Then Darius got hurt, and then Dante was solo. He had that cool little run when Darius was hurt.
Yeah, he did. They really put him over, and I mean, it is what it is, but it's sad to see that he got hurt, but hopefully he won't be out forever.
Yeah. What I want to know is where's Private Party in all this?
I don't know. The other guy hasn't been around. Isaiah Cassidy's the only one that's been showing up. The other guy
Mark Quinn hasn't. Yeah. I know. But I mean, after that, we head into, like you said, it was a feel-good moment at the end where they all come out, they celebrate together, and next we go into the co-main event, I guess you can call it, was the Katsuyori Shibata against Wheeler Yuta defending his ROH Pure Championship in a Pure Rules match.
Again, I'm going to be upfront. I was zoned out. This is the match I was referring to earlier. It just didn't appeal to me, and I didn't at that moment. I was kind of distracted, so I'll admit I pretty much didn't see most of this match.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, you got a lot of Shibata.
Yep.
Who has been wrestling few and far between.
He's been mostly at the dojo in LA.
One of the most legendary wrestlers of our time. One of the trainers of the entire new generation of Japanese wrestling.
Yep. Absolutely.
Like one of the main people.
Yeah.
Him and Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky Moreau's been also playing a larger part, but I think we've seen Rocky in the ring more than we've seen Shibata. Shibata's special.
After the injury, didn't really want to ever wrestle again.
So he only comes out for special events. Like the last time we saw him wrestle was that match against Cassidy.
Yeah, which that was a good match.
Yeah. But it makes him feel special. It makes him feel, you know what I mean? Like if Shibata's coming out to fight, that means it's something special. It's not like...
And this was a good match.
Opposite of Brock, I guess, because when Brock comes out, it's like, oh God, Brock again, right? But
yeah, it's kind of like when Goldberg comes out, it's like, oh God, Goldberg again.
All elite.
Listen, post WCW Goldberg is a huge waste of space.
Mm-hmm.
I have a great appreciation for WCW Goldberg and how absolute monster they made him.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything in the WWE that ruined Goldberg for me.
Yeah. I get it. I agree.
And it's mostly Brock Lesnar's fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like if
I thought so too.
I've been saying this.
I thought Shibata. What I was gonna say was I thought Shibata made good use of making Yuta get those point deductions, get those early rope breaks. Like he forced them into situations he did not want to be in.
It was like he trained under Shibata.
Yeah,
but it's
it was
like
very
the master
cerebral.
Teaching the student, where it felt like very much like a kung fu movie where the student literally had no chance. Every time he got offense, he made him feel silly. He beat him down and like made him look stupid in front of the crowd, and it was making him really angry
and frustrated, and hence the reason why he was making those mistakes.
But like I've said before, I've been saying this since probably day one, where a lot of people disagreed. Wheeler Yuta is on the path to becoming a megastar. Maybe not so much in characters and mic skills, but his in-ring work is fantastic. He can do every aspect of wrestling. He can go technical. He can go suplexes. Yeah, he can go high flying. He can go strike based. He can go hardcore.
He can go submission. Like he can do it. Yeah, he can do it all.
He's very good in the ring, and this match showed it off even better.
And I think that's why they're putting him in the BCC with Claudio, and
it's only helped him continue to go over, right? And it's funny because we talk about the 4 pillars in AEW, and yes, I agree with them, but I think there's also a few other homegrown talents that get brushed aside, like Starks,
Yuta, Garcia,
Powerhouse Hobbs, Wardlow. And I think that a lot of these guys get breezed over and like I see it in Sammy. I know I don't like Sammy, and we've had our talks, but he's getting better. Same with Jungle Boy, but like Darby Allen to me is not a pillar. Neither is MJF. If you're gonna go like total package, I get what the MJF deal is, but he doesn't belong with Jungle Boy or Sammy Guevara from a wrestling standpoint.
No, say what you will about Sammy Guevara, the person, or the Sammy Guevara character, his in-ring work is still good.
Yeah, and it's getting better. From when he was Botch City, from when I started watching wrestling last year, he's gotten a lot better.
Yeah. Take away the character and the person and solely talk about what he is in the ring. Absolute.
Darby Allen has had zero growth as a wrestler. His matches are Orange Cassidy matches that are the same thing every single match. Orange Cassidy is like fantastic.
But at least that's his character, and that works for his character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and he's not getting pushed to the top of the card. He's in a mid-card role, and he's doing very well at it.
And sometimes that's all they are, is mid-carders at best. And just if you're going to be a mid-card, do the best to your ability to be in that. Yes, you want to strive for that top spot, but if you're in the mid-card, just make sure you're the best mid-card.
I want to see some kind of push with the good friends, with the best friends. I think they deserve at least a couple title shots, regardless if they win or not.
Yeah.
Because Trent Barretta is a legendary tag team wrestler in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, he won a lot of titles. And
he's won,
Chuck Taylor is a big wrestler from before
on the indie circuit,
yeah.
On the indie circuit with Chikara and all that too. Sorry, Putty, you were going to say something.
Well, no, it got sidetracked. I was just going to say that, and this was just moving back before, so I feel like we're kind of getting off topic and going back to it. But when you guys were talking about MJF and my brain just broke on me.
Darby
Allen, thank you. Darby Allen. The thing I didn't like is how they're pushing the whole pure idea anyway before, and I feel like they're still doing it. It's like, I'm pure. I've been here before. It's like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not seeing ring work from you guys. It's more like you guys are trying to put on a show, but the show is not that interesting. You know what I mean? Like, what you're doing with characters like the Lucha Brothers is great. You don't need no story there. You just give us the talent. You know what I mean?
And the action, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like that. I think that's where I feel that misses the mark when it comes to AEW and all these, is when they're trying to infuse a storyline that just there was no interest in the first place. Why are you still pushing for that?
Agreed. Like the whole thing with Darby Allen, I have not seen Darby Allen grow in the last year as a character or as his in-ring work. And that's what's
MJF
missing.
is right, though. They were all placed in the hands of veteran superstars, right? And like, there's a lot of that went around, but either way,
but they've all benefited from it, though. Like, Jungle Boy was placed with Christian, and look how much Jungle Boy's benefited from it.
Starks was with Taz.
Yeah.
Wardlow or Powerhouse Hobbs was with Taz. Garcia,
even Hook to a certain
with Hook
with Jericho.
Hook is to me the next wave of superstars after those four.
Yeah.
And it's weird that Starks has been bumped down to like his status, because I think that he also should already be near somewhere.
Yeah,
near
but
the
now
top.
Starks is in a high profile feud.
Yeah.
With Jay White, right? So
bring back Jungle Hook.
Yeah, and doesn't Hook kind of remind you of like a Street Fighter character too? For some reason,
Guile with that hair.
Well, no, he
looks like a Final Fight character or like King of Fighters.
Fighters. There was one fighter, I can't think of his name, but he had the hair, he had the bandana, but then he had like the shorts with like the elbow pads. And
what's his name? Not Sagat, the other guy.
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
Yeah, the Jaguar kick.
Yeah, he exactly. He was just like Sagat. He did the.
It was not Sagat. He was like the guy who trained Sagat or something.
Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Campo knows exactly who I am. Okay, you know how Sagat did the Tiger move, right?
Yeah.
Tiger.
This guy was Jaguar Always Jaguar kick.
I still don't remember who it is.
Yeah, okay. I remember. Yeah, but anyway, but yeah, he does kind of. Yeah, that's actually Hook, I would say. Yeah, 100%. So, yeah,
anyways,
yes,
this match was good.
Yes, it was.
Shibata goes over. Was not expecting that at all, but it allows a company like Ring of Honor to knock on the door of Shibata now whenever they need a match. Which is crazy.
Shibata now bringing the belt to New Japan and New Japan Strong.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So it was a fantastic match. My question is though, what's next for Yuta from here? Because they did the whole like
they're going with some kind of NWO angle right now. So we'll just let it play out. I don't want to speculate.
Yeah. All right. Next we head to our main event of the night. Claudio Castagnoli defending the ROH World Championship against Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston.
Can I say something about Eddie Kingston? I don't know. Remember how I told you before, like with Kevin Owens, I really didn't like him as a character, and I like how he's grown. You know, the whole storyline over there with Zayn, I like it. But Eddie Kingston's kind of the same way with me. He's like a Kevin Owens for this side. So it kind of, I don't know why I'm not interested.
I could see that though.
Yeah, but Claudio, the thing is, I mean, I feel like maybe he's gotten better. Like, I mean, am I wrong in saying that?
Claudio's one of the best in-ring workers they have.
Yeah.
However, he's one of the least interesting people they have, and he has no charisma at all.
Yeah.
He can't talk on the mic.
That's why he's in a faction.
Yes, and he's an absolute monster. Eddie Kingston, on the other hand, can talk like no tomorrow. He's one of the best talkers in the game, but he can't wrestle for a nickel.
Mind you, Claudio carried him pretty well in this match.
But that's the thing. You put Eddie Kingston in the right scenario. It's like what Eddie Kingston versus Jay White was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because you put him with someone who can carry a match.
I actually think this was better than Kingston versus Jay White.
It was better.
Yeah.
This was a lot better. I still don't like the drooling. It really bothers me to see someone's entire beard just covered in spit because they're just drooling all over themselves.
I didn't understand that, but
I don't get that's like his thing, right? And to me, that doesn't sell that you're in a hard match.
Yeah, it was just a weird
like
thing.
John Moxley bleeds and Eddie Kingston drools.
Like I came back to this because of Claudio, and I still at points were kind of like phased out. I mean, I still enjoyed the match because it comes back from the last one not having any interest. But like I said, it was just Eddie that bothered me. So like it does feel like Claudio's carrying the match, but then like he's just boring. Like it's so weird how this match was it was like the chemistry between both don't work, but they made it work. Like how does it work?
Because they're both veterans, like 25-year veterans that know what they're doing and know how to put on a good match.
Yeah, I think the next championship match needs to be about Peacock Power. Even though they got demolished by the BCC, but this is like a reason for him to want to fight Claudio.
Take on Claudio now. Yeah, I think that might be the next challenger for the PCC for the BCC,
the Peacock title.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tongue-tied tonight. But yeah, I mean the crowd was completely behind Eddie. The finish was a little weird, and that weird roll-up.
Yeah, and the entire like post-match whatever happened was really awkward.
Yeah.
He wanted the mic. They didn't want to give him time on the mic. And then Claudio's celebration felt really strange.
Yeah.
It was just all kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. It was a really weird scenario.
It was a weird finish at the end. Yeah. It was a good show. And then the ending just kind of like, what the hell did I just
But we got kind of what we wanted.
Yeah.
Because there's no way in hell you're making Eddie Kingston the champion.
No.
At least not yet. Claudio's really good, man.
Yeah,
like to take the title off a red hot heel right now, especially one that's as good in the ring as he is just
as opposed to a stale heel like Roman Reigns.
Yeah, no, well, we get, but it's like Claudio was dogged for his entire career.
Yeah,
right.
Let him shine a little bit,
and he finally got gold, and then lost it, and then got it back. So now he has 2 titles. You know, a guy who never had a world title now has had it twice.
Yeah, twice,
and I think you got to let him ride a bit.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a good stepping stone because Claudio maybe he's got another 5 years maybe left in him. Good 5 years.
A good 5 years.
Yeah,
and I think in his peak condition that he's in, he can have a Chris Jericho lengthy career.
Chris Jericho, I'm thinking like if he stays healthy, like the way Kurt Angle was, like when he had that second career in TNA when he was in his mid 40s, I could totally see Claudio pulling something like that off.
Yeah, because he's really in shape.
Yeah.
And he's very strong.
Yes, he is. He's a good guy. Just he needs to work on the character. If he had a mouthpiece, then maybe, it could take him to that next level. And I think that's what the BCC is for. So, final thoughts, Putty. Let's get a score from you.
Well, some of it was off for me, so I mean it was still good. I'll 7.5 because again, for me, it's definitely gonna be a little only because
that's a pretty good score.
That's a fair score, yeah.
Because I think our scores plus his scores are really gonna raise it up.
Yeah. What was yours?
An 8, a solid 8. I started really looking at the way I was scoring pay-per-views, and I'm not upset about any of the scores I gave, but I do feel like I've been hesitant to cross the 9 threshold because that's like a really but
I have a feeling if Forbidden Door is as good as it is, that's definitely going to be a 9.
I think there's room in the 8s for other things.
Yeah.
And I think this is like a pay-per-view that's special. This is completely worth watching because from front to back, it was
including the pre-show. Including the pre-show.
There was 0 bad matches on this card. 0.
Yeah. I'm right up there with you. I gave it a 7.9.
Okay, which is pretty close.
That's very, very close. We're all in that kind of range. It was I
knew you were going to score it high. I made sure today when I checked the thing that I didn't look at any scores you put in.
Oh, okay. Because I update the scores for myself as soon as we have a Google Sheets that's live.
That's like my lockers thing on a Fortnite.
So we keep it live. So this way, as soon as I watch an event, I put the score in. Campo doesn't, but
I use it to just check what we're doing because I always forget what's
that's
coming
the reason
up.
That's the other reason why I put this together is because we keep forgetting what scores we gave.
Well, send it to me. I can throw my scores in there too. So no problem with
that. Mine I gave it a 7.5. My match of the night was the ladder.
You gave it
7.9. Yeah, Putty gave it a 7.5, and my match of the night was the ladder match.
Oh, I'll give the match that was the best match.
Yeah, Lucha.
The ladder match was great.
Yeah, that's a consensus. That was a fantastic
reach for the
match.
sky, boy.
But so with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow where we will have our review of NXT Stand and Deliver. Will we get the same score? Who knows? You got to tune in to find out. So with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. Goodbye and good night.